Hey there, YouTubers, right? Hit that subscribe button before we get going. In this video, we're going to install the Ryzen 5 3600 XT into this Gigabyte UD A520I AC. Of course, I stands for IATX, right? ITX. Just kidding. Yeah, ITX motherboard. That means it's small, right? So I wanted to use this thing, the V-True U6 Pro. Ain't gonna fit though. At least I don't think it's gonna fit. So simple installation. You need a Phillips head screwdriver, probably a number 1, number 2. First thing we're gonna do, folks, is put this under the motherboard. Now, if your CPU cooler does not already have CPU paste on it, like this one's brand new, okay, never used. If you don't have it, make sure you have that. You're going to need it in a moment. Here's our CPU. Flip this over. So when you're installing a Ryzen CPU into one of these guys, the way I always look at this is this lever is always on the side of the end. Now, a lot of the CPUs will have a little triangle there, which should be able to match up with your motherboard or your socket. At least Intel does that. You know, you'd think they'd do a better job of making it just jump out at you. So instead of that, I just remember the end next to the lever. Now I want to make sure that's in there. Okay. It is. Clamp that down, and we'll just verify that we can't get it out of there. Good, it's in there. So, you know, this is probably one of the easiest installations there is, next to Intel's locked CPUs, right? They may be easier than this. So, nice to have the AMD logo going this way. This is the back of the case, right? Most likely this thing will be sitting upright and you'll be looking at it and you'll want to see it in that orientation, okay? Now this is a little tight in here. Good question where the CPU, there it is right there. CPU cooler fan connects right there. Okay, you can do that afterwards. I'm going to do it right now. Now we want to line these up. As close as we can go. Now from here, folks, I did have a different Phillips. Let's try and rotate this so you can see it. And maybe even turn on a little more light. So what we want to do is get a few threads on these. Why is that? Well, we don't want to get all the pressure down here and then it's pushing the paste off of the area you're in. We want the paste to be evenly spread out, okay? Now you may have to pick this up because depending on what's on the underside, you may have left a piece of hardware there. It doesn't allow you to have this thing sit flat. But normally, you know, you shouldn't have any problem having these sit flush. The less you touch the motherboard, the better. The less you touch the CPU, the better. The less you just touch components in general, the better, right? So ideally I would have this sitting down flush. But for the sake of the camera angles and the fact I did leave that piece of hardware in the back. So we're just going around, tighten these up. And now at this point, you know, we can work on getting these things as tight as possible. Now the real question is, folks, am I actually even screwing these in anymore? Right? That one's good. So there's quite a few threads. That one's good. This one is taking forever for some reason, which almost makes me think it's not even going in. Let's see how this one is. Yeah, if we can't get all four, that's a no-no, right? It's not going to work. You're not going to get even pressure distribution. Huh. Odd. Well, I'm going to keep working on that, folks. Hopefully we'll get it. Alright, it's good. So before I put this in my case, I got to pull this, get this off here. So that's all we're going to do, folks, in this video. Just installing the CPU so you guys can see that. I'll put some RAM in here. We'll put a solid state drive in. And then we'll get this thing rocking. Hey, thanks for checking out my video. Please like, please subscribe. Thank you.